Every now and then a show comes along where I have a really fantastic time with the first episode, but I have this strong sense of hesitation in the background. And Komi Can't Communicate is definitely one of those shows. Unfortunately, I've only watched the first episode of this series, even though technically 3 episodes have aired. Thank you, Netflix. I can say thank you, Netflix, without sarcasm, because they're actually going to be airing this show on a weekly basis. It's just they're 3 episodes behind every single week. So as we air episode 3 in Japan, we're getting episode 1 here, 4, 2, and so on. But here's my thoughts on the first episode, so let's jump into it. Komi Can't Communicate is essentially a series that follows a guy who's going to a new school. In the later parts of the first episode, they mentioned that it's only like, there's an interview process and only like the most eccentric and most unique people are allowed in this school, which gives me my pause. But essentially, this guy is very normal. He's a very normal guy. His only thing that's unique about him that he says is that he's really able to read the room very well. And this kind of works out for him as he starts his first day at the school, and there's this very, very beautiful, very, very popular girl that comes in the school named Komi, who everybody kind of is in love with. She's beautiful. Everybody wants to be her friend. All the guys want to go out with her. Probably all the girls want to go out with her. But he kind of senses something in her. Despite him initially greeting her in the entranceway of the school itself and her panicking and run away, and then later on when he's alone with her and he's trying to talk to her, she panics and runs. And he realizes, he stops her and says, you have a problem with communicating, don't you? And sure enough, this is a problem for her. She can't speak. She wants to say things, but she can't. And he kind of puts out a bridge that she can kind of cross to communicate with her, and that he starts to write stuff on this chalkboard and says, you can write stuff on the chalkboard to communicate. And so she just goes crazy. She starts writing pretty much books, novels on this chalkboard, talking about all of her insecurities, how she wants to talk. She can't get the words out. She's always have a problem with this. She can't speak in front of people. She fears that people will take the things that she says wrong. She fears that people will hate her, find her boring. All the stuff that gives her the insecurities that she cannot speak. And yet, here's this moment where she's able to, through writing it down, that she just goes crazy. She wants to talk, and she wants to have 100 friends. So after all this, the way that he tries to help her is he says, look, I'll be your first friend, and I'll help you find 100 or 99 more friends, and you can get to that goal. And obviously, doing this, they both get embarrassed because he essentially presents this idea of becoming friends, and so she's like, thank you, and runs away. So basically starts this whole adventure of, it seems like them trying to get 100 friends for her and helping her figure out a way of communicating, some way of speaking and not being nervous when she's around other people. So yeah, first episode was phenomenal. I mean, everything was going for the show. Now, when I first seen that this manga itself was getting an adaptation, I had some hesitancy, but it was always around the art style. I'm not a fan of the art style. It's not my taste. It looks, the whole triangle hair thing was a little bit off-putting, but I did note that when the PV came out, I thought, wow, OLM is doing a really good job. The character designer themselves and everybody is doing a good job of making this fit more in an anime style. It's less that kind of jarring manga style that's unique to the mangaka, which I'm sure people love. I just personally didn't like. It still kind of favors that, especially when you get in the more cartoonish looks for the show. Whenever there's like a more comedic point, more kind of skittish point that Komi is in, it'll have the more cartoonish look. Eyes get a lot more rounder, which I think is really cute, but it has that very unique, interesting art style for the hair. But the rest of the show was really well put together. The directing's phenomenal, the art style's phenomenal, the way that they present each of the scenes is phenomenal. They have this whole point in which he's watching her write all the stuff on the board, and it shows it from a perspective of the board, but it doesn't show the board obviously in front of our faces. It shows him, but it shows the writing in front of our faces. So it's got a really cool, unique style, the way they're presenting things, the way they have a lot of the more manga-looking text on the screen, shooting around, all that kind of stuff is very unique to it, and I really do like it. But not only that, but a lot of visually stunning stuff. Just these really beautiful shots, really cool photorealistic kind of interpretations into the anime style that it has, that I was really floored by. And adding to that, yes, the characters are great. I think Komi is really adorable. I think her skittishness is great, the comedic beats, and just the heartbreaking moments that they're really presenting in this first episode. Just her going up there and just writing a whole bunch of stuff. You realize this girl has so much to say, and she can't say it. She wants to speak to people. She fears people hating her. She even apologized to him for kind of causing him issues because She obviously notes that when the class ended, everybody just barged in and just knocked him away. But yeah, the way they're executing all these scenes is really phenomenal. I think like even the point when she thinks that she's crying as she's writing all this stuff, he's like, here, you want use this, and she's like, I just have hiccups. So it's pulling off these comedic beats, it's pulling off the punchlines, it's pulling off her timidness, her fear that she has, all these little scenes whenever he does something for her, like she drops her eraser and he picks it up and puts it on the desk, and you could see, like, the tension builds up, like the music and everything. It's like this dramatic music kicks in because you know Komi's going, crap, I have to say something, but she can't. It's great. It's pulling off all that stuff in spades. Now, my hesitation that I have for the show right now is everything around them that I have a heavy pause for. And that's mainly in the fact that it's got a very colorful cast in the background. You can already see it just in the first episode as it's playing out. You'll notice things like when they first come into the classroom, you see in the background this lady's got like, it looks like half of a full plate armor on. They have this scene where they're obviously everybody's introducing themselves in the class, and they have this one girl is just super loud, ganky, but nervous at the same time. And then it plays out in the later part. It says, okay, well, he's going to help her find 100 friends. But Tadano doesn't realize that he has a very crucial problem in this desire that he has. And it's the fact that they go through that whole process. This is a school that has interviews for every person that joins, and everybody that joins is very unique. And what it's emphasizing very heavily is the unique craziness that everybody is. Everybody has some sort of quirk, some weird thing. I mean, in the entire first episode, you see in the background behind Tadano, there's a guy in a ninja outfit. And this is where I'm getting hesitation. As it's showing all these crazy characters, I'm going, okay, I got sold on this very kind of cute, comedic, goofy little interaction between the two of them that seems very normal and very personable. And then suddenly I'm seeing a ninja in the background, and I'm seeing all these crazy goofballs. And it doesn't mean they're going to be bad characters. It just means that I don't know how I'm going to like that very contrasting characters there. Is adding a normal guy with a girl that can't communicate, throwing a ninja in there, throwing a girl in full plate armor in a school setting going to, I guess, ruin that feel? Is it going to ruin that cute, wholesome, but comedic feel? Is it going to get over the top? Are these characters going to be loud? Are these characters going to be annoying? All these things are starting to run through my head as I see all these characters in the background, and as it basically introduces a lot of them in the later parts of the episode. That's where my pause is. I'm very afraid that when I get into episode 2 and episode 3 and we start introducing these characters, are they going to ruin the show for me? I don't know. I'm judging very, very early on this, obviously, and I'm not saying that's going to ruin the show. It just feels like it's going to. I have my pause. First episode's phenomenal. Love it to death. Was great introduction. Great way they laid it out. It looks visually amazing. I am sure they're not going to really keep up with that crazy animation. I'm sure they'll probably tone it down a little bit. Obviously, first episodes, they want to make a really good, solid first impression. They pulled it off. We'll see how the chemistry works out. So far, between the two of them, Komi's cute. Love her to death. She's just great. I love her timidness. Love the cat ears thing. Love the like I said, the dramatic music playing when she has to do something. Tadano is okay. Seems like he's, got a good heart on his shoulders. Obviously, wanting to help out Komi's great, but we'll see. We'll see. That's my thoughts on the first episode of Komi Can't Communicate. Looking forward to more. If you've watched episodes 2 and 3, please don't spoil things. I'm sure there's not much to spoil here, but don't spoil it. She gets 100 friends. That's wrong. She's not Bochi. I need more Hattori Bochi. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode, if you're going to check it out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon if you can. We definitely appreciate everybody that does. And then if you can, in the description, there's a tip button where you can support us directly. And y'all take care.